जब हमारी बहनों बेटियों का सिंदूर छीना गया तो हमने आतंकियों के धन को उनके घर में घुस के कुचल दिया। भारत माता की जय! और अब तो ऑपरेशन सिंदूर भारत का न्यू नॉर्मल है। भारत की लक्ष्मण रेखा अब एकदम स्पष्ट है। अब फिर कोई टेरर अटैक हुआ तो भारत जवाब देगा, पक्का जवाब देगा। भारत माता की जय! भारत माता की जय! अगर पाकिस्तान ने फिर से आतंकी गतिविधि या सैन्य दुस्साहस दिखाया तो हम घर में घुसकर मारेंगे। भारत माता की वंदे 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 वंदे।
So the Prime Minister there speaking to all of the personnel, the heroes from Operation Sindoor at the Adampur Air Base. One of the locations that Pakistan attempted to target, then claimed that they've hit the airbase successfully. Those images prove Pakistan otherwise. And clearly, there was no damage whatsoever to the airbase. You're watching Super 6 here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. Let's begin by getting you some of the highlights of the Prime Minister's address there to the men and women who made Operation Sindoor possible. Here are some of those highlights.
भारत माता की भारत माता की इस जयघोष की ताकत अभी अभी दुनिया ने देखी है। भारत माता की जय यह सिर्फ उद्घोष नहीं है, ये देश के हर उस सैनिक की शपथ है जो मां भारती की मान मर्यादा के लिए जान की बाजी लगा देता है। ये देश के हर उस नागरिक की आवाज है जो देश के लिए जीना चाहता है, कुछ कर गुजरना चाहता है। जब भारत के सैनिक मां भारती की जय बोलते हैं तो दुश्मन के कलेजे कांप जाते हैं। जब हमारी मिसाइलें सनसनाती हुई निशाने पर पहुंचती हैं तो दुश्मन को सुनाई देता है भारत माता की जय। जब हमारी फौजें न्यूक्लियर ब्लैकमेल की धमकी की हवा निकाल देती हैं तो आकाश से पाताल तक एक ही बात गूंजती है, भारत माता की जय। साथियों, वाकई आप सभी ने कोटि कोटि भारतीयों का सीना चौड़ा कर दिया है। जब वीरों के पैर धरती पर पड़ते हैं तो धरती धन्य हो जाती है। जब वीरों के दर्शन का अवसर मिलता है तो जीवन धन्य हो जाता है। और इसलिए मैं आज सुबह सुबह ही आपके दर्शन करने के लिए यहां पहुंचा। आज से अनेक दशक बाद भी जब भारत के इस पराक्रम की चर्चा होगी तो उसके सबसे प्रमुख अध्याय आप और आपके साथी होंगे। मैं वीरों की इस धरती से आज एयरफोर्स, नेवी और आर्मी के सभी जाबाजों, बीएसएफ के अपने शूरवीरों को सैल्यूट करता हूं। आज हर देशवासी अपने सैनिकों, उनके परिवारों के प्रति कृतज्ञ है, उनका ऋणी है। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर कोई सामान्य सैन्य अभियान नहीं है। ये भारत की नीति, नियत और निर्णायक क्षमता की त्रिवेणी है। भारत बुद्ध की भी धरती है और गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी की भी धरती है। गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी ने कहा था, 1.25 लाख से एक लड़ाऊं, चिड़ियन ते मैं बात तुड़ाऊं, तबे गुरु गोविंद सिंह नाम कहाऊं। अधर्म के नाश और धर्म की स्थापना के लिए शस्त्र उठाना, ये हमारी परंपरा है। इसलिए जब हमारी बहनों, बेटियों का सिंदूर छीना गया, तो हमने आतंकियों के फन को उनके घर में घुस के कुचल दिया। वो कायरों की तरह छिप कर आए थे, लेकिन भूल गए उन्होंने जिसे ललकारा है वो हिंद की सेना है। आपने उन्हें सामने से हमला करके मारा। आपने आतंक के तमाम बड़े अड्डों को मिट्टी में मिला दिया। आतंक के आकाओं को अब समझ आ गया है, भारत की ओर नजर उठाने का एक ही अंजाम होगा, तबाही। जिस पाकिस्तानी सेना के भरोसे ये आतंकी बैठे थे, भारत की सेना, भारत की एयरफोर्स और भारत की नेवी ने उस पाकिस्तानी सेना को भी धूल चटा दी है।
भारत माता की जय! भारत माता की जय! भारत माता की जय!
आपने पाकिस्तानी फौज को भी बता दिया है, पाकिस्तान में ऐसा कोई ठिकाना नहीं है जहां बैठकर आतंकवादी चैन की सांस ले सके। हम घर में घुसकर मारेंगे और बचने का एक मौका तक नहीं देंगे। और हमारे ड्रोन्स, हमारी मिसाइलें, उनके बारे में तो सोचकर पाकिस्तान को कई दिन तक नींद नहीं आएगी। मेरे वीर साथियों, ऑपरेशन सिंदूर से आपने देश का आत्मबल बढ़ाया है, देश को एकता के सूत्र में बांधा है और आपने भारत की सीमाओं की रक्षा की है। भारत के स्वाभिमान को नई ऊंचाई दी है। आपने वो किया जो अभूतपूर्व है, अकल्पनीय है, अद्भुत है। हमारी एयरफोर्स ने पाकिस्तान में इतना डीप आतंक के अड्डों को टारगेट किया, सिर्फ 20-25 मिनट के भीतर सीमा पार लक्ष्यों को भेदना, बिल्कुल पिन पॉइंटेड टारगेट्स को हिट करना, ये सिर्फ एक मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजी से लेस प्रोफेशनल फोर्स ही कर सकती है। आपकी स्पीड और प्रिसीजन इस लेवल की थी कि दुश्मन हक्का बक्का रह गया। उसको पता ही नहीं चला कि कब उसका सीना छलनी हो गया। हमारा लक्ष्य पाकिस्तान के अंदर टेरर हेडक्वार्टर्स को हिट करने का था, आतंकियों को हिट करने का था, लेकिन पाकिस्तान ने अपने यात्री विमानों को सामने करके जो साजिश की रची, मैं कल्पना कर सकता हूं वो पल कितना कठिन होगा जब सिविलियन एयरक्राफ्ट दिख रहा है। और मुझे गर्व है, आपने बहुत सावधानी से, बहुत सतर्कता से सिविलियन एयरक्राफ्ट को नुकसान किए बिना कमाल करके दिखाया, उसका जवाब दे दिया आपने।
भारत माता की! भारत माता की!
मैं गर्व के साथ कह सकता हूं कि आप सभी अपने लक्ष्यों पर बिल्कुल खरे उतरे हैं। पाकिस्तान में आतंकी ठिकानों और उनके एयरबेस ही तबाह नहीं हुए, बल्कि उनके नापाक इरादे और उनके दुस्साहस दोनों की हार हुई है। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर से बौखलाए दुश्मन ने इस एयरबेस के साथ साथ हमारे अनेक एयरबेस पर हमला करने की कई बार कोशिश की। बार बार उसने हमें टारगेट किया, लेकिन पाक के नापाक इरादे हर बार नाकाम हो गए। पाकिस्तान के ड्रोन, उसके यूएवी, पाकिस्तान के एयरक्राफ्ट और उसकी मिसाइलें हमारे सशक्त एयर डिफेंस के सामने सबके सब ढेर हो गए। मैं देश के सभी एयरबेस से जुड़ी लीडरशिप की, भारतीय वायुसेना के हर एयर वॉरियर की हृदय से सराहना करता हूं। आतंक के विरुद्ध भारत की लक्ष्मण रेखा अब एकदम स्पष्ट है। अब फिर कोई टेरर अटैक हुआ तो भारत जवाब देगा, पक्का जवाब देगा। ये हमने सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक के समय देखा है, एयर स्ट्राइक के समय देखा है, और अब तो ऑपरेशन सिंदूर भारत का न्यू नॉर्मल है। और जैसा मैंने कल भी कहा, भारत ने अब 3 सूत्र तय कर दिए हैं। पहला, भारत पर आतंकी हमला हुआ, हम अपने तरीके से, अपनी शर्तों पर, अपने समय पर जवाब देंगे। दूसरा, कोई भी न्यूक्लियर ब्लैकमेल भारत नहीं सहेगा। तीसरा, हम आतंक की सरपरस्त सरकार और आतंक के आकाओं को अलग अलग नहीं देखेंगे। दुनिया भी भारत के इस नए रूप को, इस नई व्यवस्था को समझते हुए ही आगे बढ़ रही है। हमारी सेनाओं का कोऑर्डिनेशन वाकई में कहूंगा शानदार था। सेना ने बॉर्डर पर मजबूती दी और भारतीय वायुसेना ने अटैक भी किया और डिफेंड भी किया। मैन पावर के साथ ही मशीन का कोऑर्डिनेशन भी अद्भुत रहा है। भारत के पारंपरिक एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम हो, जिन्होंने अनेक लड़ाइयां देखी हैं, या फिर आकाश जैसे हमारे मेड इन इंडिया प्लेटफॉर्म हो, इनको S-400 जैसे आधुनिक और सशक्त डिफेंस सिस्टम ने अभूतपूर्व मजबूती दी है। पाकिस्तान की गुहार के बाद भारत ने सिर्फ अपनी सैन्य कार्रवाई को स्थगित किया है। अगर पाकिस्तान ने फिर से आतंकी गतिविधि या सैन्य दुस्साहस दिखाया तो हम उसका मुंह तोड़ जवाब देंगे। हमें दुश्मन को याद दिलाते रहना है, ये नया भारत है। ये भारत शांति चाहता है, लेकिन अगर मानवता पर हमला होता है तो ये भारत युद्ध के मोर्चे पर दुश्मन को मिट्टी में मिलाना भी अच्छी तरह जानता है। इसी संकल्प के साथ आइए एक बार फिर बोलें, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की।
A very, very strong message there from the Prime Minister to Pakistan to any country that shields terrorists, but also a message of gratitude to our forces on behalf of the entire nation from Prime Minister Modi. But there's also a big focus on the kind of messaging involved in the Prime Minister's visit to the Adampur Air Base, because Pakistan has been attempting to spin a narrative. One among them is that the Adampur Air Base was targeted, was attacked and damaged as a result of Pakistan's attempted strikes. Now, with the Prime Minister's visit to the airbase, those lies are completely exposed. We'll break that down for you one after another. Pakistan had claimed in a post that it had actually damaged the S-400, the Sudarshan Chakra missile system. Now, you're seeing that particular picture. This is clearly intentional messaging by the government. The Prime Minister, through the course of his address, stood, and right behind him was the MiG-29, right behind him was also the S-400, in the very airbase that Pakistan claimed that they destroyed the Sudarshan Chakra. So that particular claim by Pakistan completely dismissed and countered by the government, because pictures there speak louder than words. Let's get you also the other lies. So one was, of course, the S-400. Besides that, Pakistan claimed that it had hit our radars too. This was right after which we countered and hit, destroyed, demolished their radars. We provided proof for it. Pakistan had no evidence. Now, while they claim that our radars are down, the reality is there's been no damage to any radar. You can even see the MiG-29 station right behind the Prime Minister. And the fact is that if this airbase had any damage, there's no way the Prime Minister's plane could have landed there. There's no way the Prime Minister could have even visited this airbase. And then you had Pakistan claiming that the most damage was at the Adampur airbase, so much so that they claimed there were casualties. They claimed that 60 people had died at this very airbase. And then you see the images of Prime Minister Modi with all of our air warriors posing with them. And you could see energy, spirits all high. Did it really look like an airbase where we'd lost lives, where we had casualties? Not really. And these are pictures also of the Prime Minister meeting with those who were part of Operation Sindoor. So again, claims by Pakistan that, so many died in this particular airbase, that 60 plus had died in this airbase, completely untrue. Now, when Pakistan was asked for evidence, what did they do? They put out satellite images claiming that's proof of destruction at the airbase. And this is something we had exposed just 24 hours ago here on India Today, when we'd shown you how Pakistan had morphed these satellite pictures. Chinese satellite images to kind of push and peddle their propaganda was used. But again, the Prime Minister landed in this particular airbase in a massive, Hercules. You had the C-150J landing here in the Super Hercules, touching down in an airstrip that perhaps is damaged is virtually impossible. So again, all of that propaganda completely dismissed. It was intentional. There's no doubt about it. It was intentional that you had the Prime Minister choosing Adampur Air Base. Of course, there is one aspect of it, which is to meet our forces, to send across a message that we stand with them right after Operation Sindoor. The second is also to send across a message to Pakistan that every claim they've made is untrue. Let me bring in Gaurav Sawant on this broadcast as well. Gaurav, multi-layered messaging by the government, by Prime Minister Modi, by visiting the Adampur Air Base today.
And look at the aggression in India's voice, from Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the spokesperson of Ministry of External Affairs on Pakistan's state-sponsored radical Islamist terror. Look at the aggression. The Prime Minister made one thing very clear, that our forces went deep inside Pakistan and struck them. First they struck terror, and then they struck the military air bases of Pakistan. And this was Pakistan ke seene pe waar karna, a blow to the chest of that terror country that is supporting radical Islamist terror. Point one. Point two, the Prime Minister also debunking every myth that Pakistan's ISPR tried to spread, whether it was about the S-400s being destroyed, or the MiG-29, or the Adampur runway, or the base being targeted. All of that was debunked. Because the battle that India is fighting is not just Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Hizbul Mujahideen, the resistance front, the Pakistan army, China supplying weapons to them, Turkey supplying drones to them, but an entire ecosystem that's peddling a false narrative including about the Chinese missiles, the PL-15s, which according to the Indian Air Force clearly did not function as effectively as China may want them to believe, because the PL-15 was found lying in Hoshiarpur, point 1, point 2. The entire Chinese air defense system could not catch a single incoming Indian missile, but they are trying to send across the story that they were able to stall, India's massive missile strike and punitive missile strikes. So it's a narrative war also that India is trying to fight, whereas there's an entire ecosystem ganging up and not letting the truth emerge.
You know, if that's indeed true, that we didn't strike and create any damages for Pakistan, we'd love to see images of Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif at the Noor Khan Air Base. Let's see if that actually happens. Thanks very much, Gaurav, for joining us with all of those details. Let's talk about why the Adampur Air Base. Besides, of course, the signaling to Pakistan and the messaging, it's also a very, very crucial establishment for India. It's a frontline base, which is why Pakistan attempted to target this Air Force base. Strategically very important, one of our oldest frontline bases as well. And therefore, because of its location, it helps in the rapid deployment of jets. It's here that you have, fighters like the MiG-29 stationed as well. It's in close proximity to not just the Pakistan border, but also the Chinese border, about 100 kilometers from Pakistan, about 200 kilometers from China. And that's why it's a key fighter jet hub. Some of our biggest fighters are stationed here at the Adampur base, like the MiG-29 fighters, which I was referring to, which Pakistan claimed they had hit. But you've seen those pictures there when the Prime Minister visited. It helps India mount a quick, super fast counter-attack. And that's why I said that the location of this airbase extremely crucial. It's because of this very reason that Prime Minister Modi also chose to visit this airbase. We'll see in the days to come if the Prime Minister also will be visiting other such air bases that not just put up a defense against Pakistan's attempted strikes, but also ensured we hit back hard at Pakistan. Now, even as we talk about our robust air defense system, one word that everyone's familiar with right now is the S-400, the Sudarshan Chakra. And of course, the S-400 played a huge role in ensuring that we thwarted Pakistan's attempts at striking us. In light of this, India has approached Russia with a fresh request for additional S-400s for more air defense missile systems. Sources indicate that Moscow is likely to approve the request also in the near future. The S-400 is capable of tracking targets up to 400 to 600 kilometers away. Up to 600 kilometers away, it can track these targets, intercepting threats at ranges of up to 400 kilometers. So it played a very, very important role in the last few days in countering Pakistan's escalation. Now, this is a Russian-made air defense system. It can simultaneously engage up to 36 targets using a combination of missiles tailored for various ranges. And several of them are also stationed at the Adampur Air Base. We showed you that. It compromises anti-air missile launchers and integrated command and control units as well. Let's bring in Sandeep Unnithan, who's joining me here in the studio. Sandeep, why is there a need for us to ensure that we have more S-400s in our arsenal? Do you also think that a request going through now will ensure quick delivery?
Well, Akshita, firstly, the S-400 was acquired in the teeth of Western opposition. The United States particularly threatened to invoke the CAATSA sanctions on us if India bought the S-400 in 2017. The deal was finally concluded in around 2019. It's 5,000 crore or $5 billion deal for 5 S-400 missile systems. All 5 were to be delivered, but only 3 have been delivered so far. 2 more squadrons are to be delivered, we hear, by next year because of the war that Russia is fighting currently. Now, the S-400 is a one-of-a-kind system, Akshita. It's one of the most powerful air defense systems in the world currently. It really is peerless when you look at air defense, bringing down a variety of surface threats, surface airborne threats, from maneuvering cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and of course, aircraft and maneuvering targets, all of that. Everything is brought down by the S-400. In fact, the original requirement that the Indian Air Force had projected about a decade ago was for 10 such systems. But because of the cost involved at that point, they were looking at something like $10 billion for 10 systems. the government cut it down to just about 5 systems, and which is what we are now waiting for the 2 deliveries, 2 more squadrons to be delivered. But, I've been to the Almaz Antey facility a few years back, and at that time, they had an S-500 also on development, the Prometheus, which is an even more capable system, one notch above the S-400, and the Russians had indicated that the Prometheus was on offer for India if India chose to buy it. Now, this is very interesting given the fact that the high threat scenario that India is faced with, we have hostile adversaries on our northern and western borders. We just saw the S-400 deter the Pakistan Air Force over the last couple of days during Operation Sindoor. And the fact that the Indian Air Force is looking at a decline in its squadron numbers, I'm sure it would want more such S-400 systems, a combination, of course, of indigenous air defense missiles and the formidable S-400 systems to ward off these threats. Because if you're looking at a decline in your squadron numbers, Akshita, there is no better way to beef up your capabilities quickly than by acquiring these very long-range, missile systems. These are force multipliers. These are asymmetric weapons, and this is exactly how Russia has deployed them. Given its vast geography, it cannot police all of its geography. It cannot protect all of its airspace using fighters alone. So, which is why they have literally hundreds of these air defense missiles. Their entire concept is based on ground-based missile defenses, which is what India also seems to be, borrowing from, given the high-threat aerial environment that India is currently in. Pakistan's acquisition of 5th-generation fighter aircraft from China. China fielding literally hundreds of 5th-generation fighter aircraft, stealthy jets that can penetrate enemy airspace and deliver ordnance. These would weigh very heavily on the minds of Indian Air Force planners and, of course, the Defense Ministry as it's looking to boost and accelerate its air power induction. And, the fact is that Operation Sindoor, Akshita, is very Air Force centric.
Yeah.
No other operation in the recent past has been as focused on a single branch and a single service as Operation Sindoor has. And the fact is that Prime Minister Modi standing over there, sending a very, very big signal, posing with the S-400 air defense missile system and, of course, the MiG-29 aircraft, shows his faith in the Indian Air Force, its ability to safeguard our skies and also to inflict very big punishment on terrorism and the sponsors of state-sponsored terrorism. All of this would need major investments in air defense capabilities and, of course, fighter aircraft, cruise missiles, hypersonic missiles. And I'm sure that is something that the government will be looking at very quickly to induct all of these capabilities to ensure that we are not taken by surprise the next time the adversary, either China or Pakistan, or China, Pakistan collusively plans to surprise us along our frontiers, Akshita.
You're right. There couldn't be a bigger endorsement than the pictures that came in today of the Prime Minister with the S-400 right behind him in the backdrop. But with the kind of unpredictability that comes with our neighbors, perhaps that's the reason why India has felt the need to also push for more S-400s. Thanks very much, as always, Sandeep, for joining us with your perspective, your analysis here on India Today. All right, let's also talk about another big aspect, the fallout of the conflict between India and Pakistan. And India's dominant display of air superiority in the recent clash with Pakistan has led to the stock markets being on a high. From state-run missile manufacturers to private electronic warfare firms, the Indian defense sector in particular is soaring, driven by investor confidence and, of course, the credibility earned on the battlefield. The ripple effects aren't limited to India. Chinese defense stocks, fueled by Pakistan's heavy procurement push, experienced a brief rally. However, gains quickly lost steam following the ceasefire. With the rules of engagement changing, analysts believe this is just the beginning for India's defense industry. More in our next report.
The battle for air superiority may have been limited to the Western Front, but its impact has reverberated far and wide. The lethality of the supersonic BrahMos missile fired for the first time in vengeance. The deadly accuracy of the surface-to-air Akash missiles, which guarded the airspace above India. The Akash Tir which integrates drone swarms, satellite surveillance, and AI battlefield coordination into a single real-time combat platform. They are all being celebrated on the Dalal Street. Investors are gobbling up public and private sector defense-related stocks. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, the frontline aircraft manufacturer, saw its stock rise 4% trade today. The stock up 1% in the past 5 days. Bharat Electronics was also up 4% today with 5-day gains at 7%. Bharat Dynamics, which manufactures missiles for the S-400 system, shot up 10% today with 12% gains over 5 days. Among the private sector, Zen Technologies shot up 5% today with gains of 15% in 5 days. Data Pattern, a Chennai-based electronic warfare company, was up 4% today and 12% in 5 days. Astra Microwave rose 3% today and 5.5% in 5 days. The Chinese defense companies are reaping the benefits as well. Between 2019 and 2023, 82% of Pakistani defense procurements were of Chinese origin. A majority of Chinese defense company shares have logged a sharp uptick amid an escalation in the India-Pakistan conflict. But the up move seems to have petered out following the ceasefire announcement between the two neighboring nations. AVIC Chengdu, which manufactures the JF-10 and JF-17 fighter aircraft, has gained a whopping 41% in 5 days, but fell 7.5% today. Zhuzhou Hongda, the maker of the PL-15 radar-guided missile, which fell unexploded in Haryana, was down more than 6% today. Analysts meanwhile believe there is a huge upside to the defense industry in India. The government has already fast-tracked the supplies of missiles and other defense equipment as it ensures readiness under the new so-called Modi Doctrine, which has likened terror attacks to an act of war. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
And in international news, what's dominated headlines is, of course, what's happened between India and Pakistan. And amid that, America trying repeatedly to claim credit. US President Donald Trump, of course, claimed that he used trade as a tool to ensuring that both India and Pakistan were brought to the table for a ceasefire pact. Now, that particular claim by America has been busted by India, with several reports and messages from the government confirming that no, there was no discussion about trade whatsoever.
On Saturday, my administration helped broker a full and immediate ceasefire, I think a permanent one, between India and Pakistan, ending a dangerous conflict of two nations with lots of nuclear weapons. And we helped a lot. And we helped also with trade. I said, come on, we're going to do a lot of trade with you guys. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. If you stop it, we're doing trade. If you don't stop it, we're not going to do any trade. People have never really used trade the way I used it. That I can tell you. And all of a sudden they said, I think we're going to stop.
US President Donald Trump claiming credit for the ceasefire between India and Pakistan. The American president's comments came a day after he posted a message on social media claiming he will work with the two countries to find a solution to Kashmir dispute. Contrary to claims by Trump, in his address to the nation, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday said the ceasefire happened after Pakistan approached India.
बुरी तरह पीटने के बाद इसी मजबूरी में 10 मई की दोपहर को पाकिस्तानी सेना ने हमारे डीजीएमओ को संपर्क किया। तब तक हम आतंकवाद के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को बड़े पैमाने पर तबाह कर चुके थे। आतंकियों को मौत के घाट उतार दिया गया था।
Prime Minister Modi also sent a direct message to the world. Kashmir is not up for discussion.
मैं आज विश्व समुदाय को भी कहूंगा, हमारी घोषित नीति रही है, अगर पाकिस्तान से बात होगी तो टेररिज्म पर ही होगी। अगर पाकिस्तान से बात होगी तो पाक ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर पीओके उस पर ही होगी।
Trump's recent statements have upset New Delhi. For one, he equated India and Pakistan overlooking the fact that Islamabad had sheltered Osama bin Laden, who masterminded the biggest terror attack on American soil. Two, the American president is attempting to play mediator on Kashmir, which India has never accepted. Trump, on the other hand, is known to blow hot and cold, making the world wonder how serious he is when he wants to play peacemaker. Bureau Report, India Today.
We'll continue getting you all the latest updates that's coming in on Operation Sindoor, which, mind you, is an ongoing operation and the latest on the tensions between India and Pakistan. But that's all we have time for in this edition of Super 6. Thanks very much for tuning in.